Merry Christmas, yo, yo, yo. I think you got it wrong, Santa. It's ho, ho, ho. What's the friggin' difference? I can't stop my hands from shaking. Tommy gun only fights in the ring. My ring's outside.
So I'm currently watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. Dude, fucking awesome movie. It's available on Hulu now. But I want to do a separate video about that. Well, basically, I want to talk about Rocky 5, all right? And if there's any of you out there who feel this way, that it actually really wasn't a bad movie. I'm not saying that it didn't have flaws, but I'm saying it was not a bad movie. In fact, I mean, I would actually say it was one of my favorite Rocky sequels. People basically say that, like, Rocky Balboa was where the series, like, went back on track to the original Rocky and, like, brought the series back to its roots. I disagree. I actually think that in Rocky 5, they brought shit back to its roots. There's a whole obvious thing in the beginning where somehow magically his son is, like, 13. It's like, dude, what did you spend, like, 6 years in Russia fighting Ivan Drago? I highly fucking doubt it. And again, I have no explanation for that. I have no defense for that. That was like a huge, huge, huge plot hole. They didn't have to have the movie open up. If they wanted the son to be older, they didn't have to have the movie open up right after Rocky gets back from Russia. I don't know why they took the right, straight out of Russia, like, fucking approach to the movie, okay? That was really dumb. However, I understand that Sylvester Stallone, because that was actually his son in that movie, that, like, you know, he probably wanted to bring him on board because Rocky was, like, a special series to him. They did the best that they could to, like, really truthfully bring it back to the beginning. And Rocky 5 was also the only other Rocky film to be directed by the director of the original Rocky, John G. Avildsen. I don't know if, like, a lot of people know that, but it's a thing. Anyways, so it's like the whole power of attorney thing happens with Paulie, and people are like, well, why would Paulie have power of attorney? And like there are ways that it could happen. Like, I understand it's a bit of a stretch. Maybe it's a little bit obvious, but it was really like the perfect way to have Rocky go back to his roots. It's sort of like he fucking lost everything, which happens with a lot of athletes. So they go back, and Mickey, like, left his gym to Rocky and stuff. So now Rocky, like, is running Mickey's gym, and he wants to be a trainer and stuff. I'm liking it so far. There's George Washington Duke, who's kind of like a bit of a cartoon character and shit, but he was totally, like, meant to be Don King. It was like a parody of him. And he did a good job. George Washington Duke was a real fucking dick, you know? But it's cool because in this movie, like, you actually see Rocky as the teacher. He's training this guy, Tommy Gunn, and he's kind of neglecting his son in the process of doing so. And it's like his son has his whole other story where he's getting beaten up on the streets of Philadelphia. He's like a fucking, you know, rich kid. He's not like Rocky. He doesn't have street smarts, so he basically gets his ass kicked, like, the first day of school and shit. Like, a lot of people also found, like, the whole son part of the movie annoying. I don't know. I was interested. I was sort of like, it's interesting to see what happens with his character. He's not used to this fucking life, you know? And Rocky is, and he's the one who should really be helping him, but he's like, you know, totally distracted by training this other dude, who, by the fucking way, Tommy Gunn is a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. I have never wanted to see Rocky kick somebody's ass more than Tommy fucking Gunn. Fucking ungrateful sack of shit that he is. At any rate, all this fucking shit happens, and then there's, like, the fight at the end of the movie. And a lot of people are like, he doesn't even fight in the ring. That's bullshit. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? He fights in the street. My ring's outside. And for the first time, like, ever, you're like, oh shit, like, he might, like, die. You know, the doctor fucking basically said at the beginning of the movie, look, man, you can't box again. Like, you're so fucking punchy that, like, you know, one more good hit and you could, like, basically just be a vegetable. So the fact that he's in a street fight with this little fucking punk, you know, not a little fucking punk, he was a big motherfucker. That entire fight I thought was fucking epic. And yes, okay, kind of that, like, flashback with Mickey, get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you. That part was fine, but then when he, like, starts, like, kind of coming up, it's like, da, 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 and you see the train car going, I was sort of like, okay. What is this, like, Saint Rocky? Like, you know. There were parts of the movie that didn't work. Like, you know, a lot of people say that it's always inconvenient that Adrian, you know, worked at the pet store again next to him. It's like, well, what is Adrian really qualified for? I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, seriously, what did she ever really... She worked at a pet store, and then she got married to Rocky, and then was just rich, and she didn't have to worry about shit. You know, it's like, what are her qualifications? They're not going to fucking accept her as, like, a medical receptionist. She's going to be working retail somewhere. And she even says in the movie, like, I wanted to be there so I could be close to you. There was a lot of, like, really serious drama in this movie. There was, like, a real sense of peril. No Rocky movie, I'm sorry, no Rocky fight scene pumps me up more than when he fucking beats the shit out of Tommy Gunn. It was just fucking awesome. But it's considered almost unanimously as being like the absolute worst of the series. Allegedly, even Sylvester Stallone like doesn't want anything to do with it. He's like, oh yeah, that never happened, like kind of a thing. It's sort of like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I think that it was a fascinating enough movie. I think it successfully brought the series back to the beginning. Honestly, after it, I don't think you really needed Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa was good, you know, but you didn't really need another Rocky movie after Rocky 5. Creed, now they still could have done that. And in fact, I really am enjoying that. I actually kind of hope they make a Creed 2 so that they can like keep the franchise going. It'd be I don't know. That's crazy. But yeah, Rocky 5, like, is there anything I didn't mention? Like, why else do people hate it? Like, why else does this have, like, such a low rating? Like, IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. Why? Why is it so low? Like, you tell me.